Hey Cam, Mike Barber, Richmond Times-Dispatch. What is it about your side of the ball that you like? Where are the strengths? And are there any questions as you prepare for fall camp that you still feel like need to be answered?
The first thing, our front seven, those are some dogs, especially at the front, the transfer with Kiko. Then we got Corey Flagg and Wesley, those guys coming back with some experience under their belt. And then you got Akeem, you got Ruben, you got Najee, Jafari, LT, you got Branson. We loaded down there, and then Jerry coming back off of injury. I think that's the best group we have on our defense. And not to take nothing behind the secondary, we got Devontae Brown coming in as a transfer, Daryl Porter, you got me and James back there, and arguably the best safety duo. So got some things going on for us.
Stay on the right side, Cam. Gentleman in the red shirt.
Kenton Gibbs with Locked On ACC. Cam, you alluded to yourself and James being one of the best safety duos in the country. So let me ask you this. Do you lean into that labeling? Do you lean into that and say, hey, we are the best, this is who we are? Is this something that you're like, it really don't matter, we just go out there and do our thing? And what puts you all at that level to where you are being mentioned amongst the most elite safety duos in the country?
We don't look at it. It's one of those things you kind of see on social media, everybody on social media. So it's one of the things we don't try to buy into. Don't take away from our work ethic and all the extra work we put in together to make sure it happens. And it's not bad to be a part of that. It's okay to be an underdog sometimes, but sometimes it's good to, see other people recognize what you've been doing. And it just goes to show our hard work ethic, all them late nights or early mornings, we get in there trying to get extra work to be the best safety duo in the country. So it comes all with that, and then production on the field.
Cam, left side, fourth row.
What's up, Cam?
How you doing?
So, Coach Cristobal played at Christopher Columbus High School, right? Then he played, at the University of Miami too. So, and then now we see this year, this upcoming class coming in, all players loaded with talent. How much does it mean to you, your teammates, the locker room, the fans that you interact with, to have a head guy in charge that is Miami through and through, all the way to the soil, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great, He kind of knows the background that we come from in the Miami culture. It starts all the way from youth football. Football is not a joke down here in South Florida. So he's one of those people that experienced that, and he don't let nobody forget it, but it's crazy about the Christopher Columbus.
Cam, question from the podium. Community seems to mean a great deal to you. Where was the sense of community and pride instilled? Who put that in you?
My parents, and then just growing up, kind of seeing all the guys that's come from Miami Northwestern, and just even from Miami Boys Club, where I grew up and played youth football at, they just always found a way to give back. And then my grandma and my mother, anytime we had extra, we didn't have the most, but anytime we had extra, we found a way to give back. If it was extra clothes, giving it to Goodwill, or just having some extra fries in the bag, and you see somebody on the side of the highway, you just give them some food. Just every time you see somebody, a little kid, it could be a boy or girl, and they look up to you, and then it's just a thing that I made it out. I ain't had the best situation ever, but I made the most of it. And it's just, you give those little people hope, and every time you see a smile on their face, because most of the time when you're going around them, unless they around like teenagers, they don't know who you are. They don't know who Cam Kinchens is. So when you give back to them, it could be a toy, it just be a book, it could be anything. It just puts a smile on their face, and you're just doing it just because you're a human being.
Thank you. Your last question will come to your left in about the fourth row towards the wall.
Cam, QCB, Fox Sports, Charlotte. For a while, the thing for Miami has been, we're back. A lot of Miami faithful waiting for you guys to come back. Well, for you being on the defensive side of the ball and knowing the history of all those great linebackers in college in Miami and went on to be future Hall of Famers in the NFL, what type of pressure is that for you being the guy on defense to help, implement into the style of play and to get Miami back to where they need to be?
Of course, taking all the lessons from those guys, they always try to come back and give us notes on how to be great. And I think the biggest thing is just the physicality, and of course the playbook, knowing the in and out. I think it's everything, and just being in the film room and just being a student of the game. For the most part, those guys wasn't just waking up and just becoming that. So it's always about something they was doing extra, and that's all they try to instill in us, and Coach Cristobal too. So he always kind of mentions those guys like Dan Morgan, Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor's kind of he put in a lot of work, but he was just different. But the other thing is, it's just, being a film junkie. That's what I'm trying to instill in my game now. Just making sure I can get better in any aspect of the game.